So, as a fat person, I often dread medical appointments because of blatant medical fat phobia. The provider blamed everything on my weight and told me that I needed to go on a medication that made me feel really terrible.
Hold up, ain't no way she's trying to blame a doctor for doing his job. This is crazy, man.
I have a lot of patients who are overweight and obese who are struggling to lose weight, know that they need to for their health because they don't want to die young. They don't want to have a heart attack at age 40 or a stroke at age 50.
Facts! Let them know, man, let them know.
Another instance of fat phobia. I was trying on my bachelor's graduation gown. Doesn't zip. I'm a size 26. No refunds. But anyway, this is really annoying. It's basically just saying fat people don't belong in academia.
Hold on, it is not their fault that you are too big to fit the gown. It might be time for a change.
Minimize this, as they minimize everything to do with fat issues. But these things show we aren't thought of. We aren't considered.
So yes, if you work out strictly for appearance-based reasons, you are fat phobic.
Huh?
I think what's most scary is comments like these because people don't realize that fat phobia is rooted in racism and more specifically anti-blackness.
Huh?
When slavery became more widespread, it was hard to just rely on skin color as a way to identify slaves. Fatness as a physical descriptor fit the savage narrative that whites used to oppress black people.
They will blame the doctors, they will blame the school system, and they will even blame slavery before they put the potato chips down and go for a walk. How are you gonna shame me for working out and going to the gym? It just amazes me the type of world we live in today. Alright guys, my name is Jay Hall. If you're new to the channel, welcome, man. We try to keep it real over here. And I do have an Instagram where you can reach out to me, ask me questions, and I also have a second channel where I'm posting content as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into this video, man. So I actually wasn't aware of the term fat phobic until I went to TikTok. So just to make sure I understand the word, I looked up the definition of fat phobic. An abnormal and irrational fear of being fat or being around fat people. And when I read that, I just burst out laughing because what the fuck? Bro, who has an irrational fear of fat people? Have you guys ever heard of arachnophobia? Now that is a phobia. That is the irrational fear of spiders. Those people are terrified to every extent of their being of spiders. You're actually demeaning people that have actual phobias out here. Get some help. And by this definition, I guess I'm fat phobic because I do fear becoming fat. I do fear dying from a stroke or heart failure from having excessive body fat. I do fear having to be out of breath to the point I feel like dying when I'm performing basic tasks such as going up a flight of stairs or going for a walk. Imagine me going for a walk and feeling like I'm about to die.
175 pounds.
Good.
By now, he was supposed to lose another 100.
Ricky, take your time. You're just barely on. That's good. That's fine.
That is not a life I would want to live. And just for good measure, I looked up another definition of fat phobia, just to make sure I cover all aspects of this made up word. Irrational fear of, aversion to, or discrimination against obesity or people with obesity. So what threw me for a loop in this definition is the discrimination of obesity. When we talk about discrimination, we're usually talking about things that we can't necessarily change about ourselves. Things like race, skin color, gender, sexual orientation, and I would have to say religious practices too, because that is backed up by the law. The thing about being fat or obese is that you can change that. You weren't born obese. So here's a picture of a kid. Boom! That's what he looks like now. And as you can see, he wasn't born like that. And for those of you who are gonna say, yes, there are people that are born obese. I actually did my research, and yes, there are people that are born with a gene linked to obesity. But that is a rare case, guys, which means it almost never happens. So most people are not born obese. So knowing this, I'll more likely say it's a stigma against fat people, not necessarily discrimination. Because say for instance, if I apply for a job, but the employer didn't hire me because I'm black.
But it's the truth.
Well, naturally, I'd expect nothing less from that monkey.
That's discrimination. I can't change my race. I can't change my skin color. Not all black people are out here in gangs and selling drugs and shit.
You have black people and you have black people.
A lot of black people are actually educated and will perfectly qualify for that job. But I could see why an employer wouldn't hire an obese person. Because let's be honest, if you are fat and really obese, that comes with a lifestyle of stuffing your face, a lifestyle of bad habits and bad choices. So if you make bad choices, terrible decisions, and have lack of discipline in your own life, why should I think you're gonna be disciplined and work hard in my job? And let's not forget the health issues that come with obesity. You will be physically limited as a result of all the excess fat on your body. Like say for instance, if you were to go in construction and painting or building houses and shit like that. You can't climb a damn ladder because you fat as shit. You're gonna have the ladder in tears with all that weight. The ladder would be begging for dear life. And for those of you that think you can't change obesity, there have been many people that purposely got fat to prove that a lot of people who are obese are actually just lazy and they lack discipline to actually lose the weight. All right, so let me introduce you to Katie Hopkins.
Fat people, the solution is their own hands. They don't need to put so much into their face.
She is a British reality TV star, and she decides to put on 60 pounds just so she can lose it all and prove to people that it is possible to lose weight and people are just being lazy when it comes to weight loss.
We have in front of us is what I'll be eating from now on in order to put on 4 stone in 3 months.
Yeah, so she was completely disgusted by the amount of food that she had to eat and the type of food that she had to eat.
4.5 inches. That's just around your waist.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay.
But she pushed through, she worked out, and she lost the 60 pounds.
Cutting back to 1,500 calories a day and exercising. She made her campaign public, but it didn't make her popular.
And I am not surprised that her campaign wasn't popular because people hate things that hold them accountable for their own actions. For some reason, people just like being in the victim mentality.
You're gaining for a reason that you feel like to prove society wrong.
Yes.
Which you're wrong.
I'm trying to put on 4 stone to prove society if you stop eating and move more, you will lose weight.
And that ain't true.
And we're not gonna get further as a society if we stay in a victim mentality. All right, at this point in the video, some of you guys are probably watching and saying, wow, he hates fat people. But that is not the case. I have love and respect for everyone until they prove to me otherwise that they don't deserve that love or respect. By me making this video, I am not saying you should just go out in public and just be mean to people. Example, this video from TLC where a random guy pulls up and calls a girl a cow for no reason.
Cow.
Eat my
I don't even want this now.
People in this world will always be mean, but it's up to you to decide what to do with that energy. Are you gonna sit around and cry, or are you gonna do something about it and improve your life? Just like my guy here, David Goggins. He got rejected from the Navy SEALs for being 100 pounds overweight.
This recruiter laughed at me, that recruiter laughed at me, this recruiter said, there's no way. And after I'd be at work for a few hours, man, I said, man, you can't give up that easy. So he brought me back to a scale, and I remember looking in front of me was a height weight chart. For me, I'm 6'1". I could only weigh 191. I had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months.
And guess what he did? He did not choose to quit. He chose to lose the weight and do what was necessary to join the Navy SEALs.
So I went on this crazy routine and eating hardly nothing. And in less than 3 months, I lost 106 pounds. I'm the only person in Navy SEAL history to be in 3 hell weeks in 1 year.
I am trying to bring light to the fact that this whole fat acceptance, being fat phobic and fat phobia is actually pretty damaging to society, because being obese, it's an addiction. It's too much food. Too much of anything isn't good. Too little of anything isn't good. We need balance. A lot of us will sit here and think because we don't smoke weed, because we don't do any type of drugs, because we don't drink, we're not addicted to anything. But we actually are. A lot of us are probably addicted to food or sugar, and even this right here. So I'm just trying to bring light to these situations. If you ever watch any episode from the 900-pound life, you can see that these people are mentally drained. They are depressed. They're just going through the motion, living like zombies. They want to change, but they cannot. They have an addiction to food.
My first start in the morning when I wake up is, I'm still alive. I didn't die while I'm asleep.
And this is another reason why the whole fat acceptance movement and the whole fat phobic and fat phobia is nonsense. It's because it promotes that being mentally unhealthy is good. You should be okay with being mentally fucked up, because they're the same ones that will promote mental health awareness. It's like they don't understand that promoting fat acceptance is teaching people that it's okay to have an addiction, and addictions are started from mental issues, and they will be the same ones to promote mental health awareness while they're promoting this fat acceptance bullshit. It makes no sense. This just goes to show you that they don't care about you. They care about telling you comforting lies and not telling you what can actually help you. The better you feel, the more money you will put in their pockets, and that's all they care about.
When I'm eating, sometimes I feel like I'm out of control. It makes me feel warm and good inside. But I'm afraid that one day I'm just gonna eat too much. I'm probably gonna die from a heart attack, or I'm gonna suffocate.
I would never think at any point in my life I would get emotional watching someone eat. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. She's literally eating her life away right in front of our eyes, bro.
My food addiction is killing me. I made myself get like this because of my eating disorders and everything, and I hate myself more, and that makes me just want to eat more because it comforts me. Something has to change drastically. I need help.
Alright guys, this is the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We can have a discussion in the comments because we need to talk about these things because we're living in a society where we're afraid to talk about things. If we don't talk about things, how are we going to move on, know how everyone feels, and just heal as a society and move forward? We need to talk about things, man. And with that said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.